A seed doesn't guarantee you have the fruit. You have to cultivate. So that's why I see what I do in addition to that, to teach people how to cultivate the way of living, to understand your mind, body, understand the energy, how it works. By applying those things together, you have a combination.
Hello, I'm Dr. Wendy Myers. Welcome to the Myers Detox Podcast. And today we have my colleague Jibin Chi on the show. And he has a really, really fascinating concept behind the nature of disease that he reveals today, where he talks about how he doesn't care about the label. He doesn't care about the diagnosis people have, because it's all caused by stress. And by doing some very simple things to return the body back to our factory settings, to reduce various stressors in the body, and simply maybe doing a correct transfer of energy in the body, so to speak, and doing certain things that Dr. Jibin Chi has developed, you can dramatically reduce stress in your body and reverse any disease state. It doesn't matter what the label is. In his professional career, he has worked in preventive medicine, pharmaceuticals, biopharmaceuticals, tissue engineering, medical devices, and biotech industries across Australia, China, Japan, Netherlands, Germany, Switzerland, US, and Sweden, where he currently lives. Today, he pioneers the CHI system. It's the Conscious Health Initiative concept, encompassing CHI living, CHI healing, and CHI awakening. He's the founder of the CHI Academy in Sweden. You can learn more about that at chi-academy.org. Blending modern science, technology, ancient practices, and wisdom to promote holistic well-being and the conscious nature of life. So learn more about Dr. Chi at chi-academy.org. Jibin, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for inviting me to have this talk. I'm very excited. I really enjoy your work. It's fantastic to have this chance to have a chat with you.
Yeah, so why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? So you're a medical doctor. You've spent your entire life researching. You have just a vast, vast array of knowledge. We're going to do a little brain dump today on you, but tell us about your background a bit.
Well, that's a little bit long story, I guess, but I try to keep it short. Yes, as you said, I came from a medical background, but over the last 30 years, I've been mostly working, let's see, not directly in medicine, but in related healthcare. So eventually I focusing on so-called translational medicine. Basically, I bring innovation, medical, scientific breakthrough to the market. So because of that experience, I have the opportunity to explore different field in medicine, in biotechnology, and also in some really cutting-edge innovations, science. At the same time, I also had opportunity to work around the world, so to speak. I worked in Australia, in Europe, in Asia, in US. So through all this experience, it gave me something I find very interesting, very inspiring. That is innovation. So later on, I started to focus on bringing innovation as pure my focus. So with that starting at the beginning, it worked out all perfectly fine with all this exciting new technology, etc. But gradually, you suddenly realize something's not right. When you put different technology, different science together, suddenly there's something confrontational. And I couldn't understand what's going on. So that I went through a journey of my own. So start to look into what's wrong with the science. What's wrong with medicine? Why we cannot prove something that obvious correct? So that journey led me to look and explore more things into, let's say, physics, mathematics, quantum, and eventually even went to understand ancient knowledge about, the energy medicine, spirituality, etc. So through this journey, and I suddenly realized there's something fundamentally wrong with our understanding about life. So from there, I start to go backward to go through two processes to speak. One direction to use what I learned to examine the knowledge I have been built over so many years. And the other side, why understanding the foundation, I think is just a logical understanding, but the direct experience, that intuitive mind where the true knowledge, the true energy, true wisdom coming from, you have to experience through direct, see spiritual practice like meditation, etc. And that's what I went through. So through that process, and so today I'm kind of like transformed myself, my own life, and also transform my knowledge. So that's why today I'm kind of like in a kind of a no man's land.
Yeah.
On the mainstream.
Yeah. Well,
so
tell us about your overarching theory. So I think I love the conclusion that you came to after all of this education and search for knowledge and speaking all over the world. What is this overarching conclusion that you came to about stress and the nature of disease?
Very interesting, very good point to start with. Everything is about energy. We live on energy we have. Energy have only two kinds of energy. That is really also the essence of stress. So stress, if you look into the science of stress, let's see, just the publication from last year, scientists are shocked that the metal, if you destroy a metal, and actually the metal exhibits a capacity to heal itself, it was shocking to scientists. But the truth is, see, there's a saying, what I touch, what resists me, is what I understand. So human, we are conscious being. We are energy. So the so-called stress fundamentally is your natural response to whatever resists you. And because that confrontational, that's the energy and the force, that actually make us to grow. So you see, take a simple example. This is why I think when we talk about stress, we so often use in medical term is in a negative way, but actually life cannot exist without stress. See, from the very first breath you take, we always think oxygen is the same as the life force. It's not true. It's a free radical. And free radical is fundamental. Today, everybody thinks, oh, it's so scary about free radical. I say, without a free radical, you cannot survive because energy cannot be created, cannot be destroyed, only transferred. So stable oxygen is stable energy. It can never transfer. So in order to make us survive, the first step, first breath you take is free radical. Only by unpaired energy, we can actually transfer energy. So that's why that's the root, if we put in short, that's the root cause for stress. That's the essence of life. So everything is coming from natural response. Does it make any sense to you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we have to have stressors, like there's healthy forms of stressors as well, that hermetic stress that helps us to detox. Using saunas creates a stress to facilitate detoxification of the body. But in our many conversations that we've had, you've talked about, the nature of disease, that all disease can't live in the body if you take away the stress or, the bad stressors. And can you talk a little about that?
Yes. I would like to take this in two, let's say, steps explanation. Starting first about explaining about, let's say, fundamentally, why we human are able to live. The so-called Yin and Yang energy, positive, negative charged electrons, so to speak. This merged together gives life. Okay, so as soon as we take birth, let's see, when the yin and yang combined, we grow. So you see, as a baby, when we were in the mama's womb, this is the moment we grow rapidly because the yin and yang together. As the moment we start to, let's see, enter this world, actually yin and yang start to separate. In our body, you can correlate to what we call physical body and spiritual or mental body. So today you see the stress fundamentally, as we grow, today more and more you see what we do, we separate this so-called yang energy and yin energy. So yin energy, so to speak, a physical energy, the food we eat, everything going through our metabolic system that, go downward, the physical energy. But the spiritual energy or mental energy actually driven from the heart that it go upward. So this separation, you see, today we talk about stress, you see, the mental stress, the physical stress. This is actually the root cause. But then now, with that understanding, to move to the next step. So where are the stress? Where are they coming from? I say, take a simple example. See, today we always say, we are what we eat. So I always ask the simple questions. So what are the food? When we talk about the food, we always think the food we eat, the protein, the carb, etc. I say, if you believe your body have at least 3 layers, the physical, the energy, and the spiritual, each layer requires own food. So in the physical body, the metabolic body, we using the physical food as a source of energy. But you also have an energy body. That energy, the breath, the heartbeat, each breath, that's the energy. And what about the mind? Every moment, the thought, the emotion, that's your food. So when we talk about the stress, when we talk about ourselves as a being, we so often today, we focus on the physical part. As I said, the body, the energy only can harmonize when the yin and yang in a balance and mixing together, mixing each other. So the separation and our focus with our open eye only look at the physical body. So your energy is not right. And the mind is more. You see, the physical body is only 4%. You look at the universe, everything we can say is only 4%. So the physical body, like the particles in physics, is perfectly described. It's the field governing the body. So when we ever try to change our physical body, focus on just the physically, what we eat, what we do, you lost the big picture. So that's why the battle of stress, you see, in the end, is really the question, how do you recognize your deterministic, let's see, factors? So that's why I see when we talk about stress, I think the first thing I always tell people, first look into your mind. You see, today, just imagine, take an example, let's see, I always like tennis, you see. Look at Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal. With all the audience, all the noises, to be the best tennis player is you must have the mind that be able to concentrate and focus on yourself. What I mean is, today we look around, we have all the problems around us with
The
social, with etc. All these things. Yeah, exactly. So when everything is not right, when you look in that direction, you never get yourself in harmony. So the anchor is your mind and body. So if you can create that anchor, the harmony in yourself, in your own energy, then your field will become much stronger because you connect a much stronger energy field. So your physical body, I keep on telling people, this is the best pharmaceutical company you can ever find on the planet Earth. It can produce whatever you need. Of course, with that understanding, that also leads to another layer. You start to look into what is good for you, what kind of food you should eat, what kind of activity you should be doing. So that comes naturally. So that's why the way I look at it, see, I think First, I said we have to make ourselves resilient, to have the Zen in ourselves. You see, the body is your temple. You have to have your mind and body in the right shape. You have the right tempo. Then you will be able consciously, subconsciously, unconsciously choose what is right for you.
Yes, yes. And I love your approach in using energy medicine, using sound frequencies and very, very different modalities to achieve that state of harmony, to reduce stress in the body. And so why don't you tell us the system that you developed, the Chi system, if you will, it's like a two-part system. It's something that I've been using, and it's so transformative. It has transformed my stress state, my sleeping, just dramatically improved my sleeping, because I am highly motivated to sleep very deeply. I spend tens of thousands of dollars in doing research. Like, I would just want to sleep. And that's one of the reasons I got your system. Just you demonstrated it on me in person, and I just felt this, just complete release of stress in my body. And I thought, I want to do this on a daily basis. Absolutely. And so why don't you tell us a little bit about the first aspect of the system, which is the CHI-Wavesonika. Tell us what that is and what the goal is with that device.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I'm really, really happy that you enjoyed with those systems and they were able to help you. So, this is what I'm so excited about every time when people are benefiting from those things. So, talk about a CHI-Wavesonika. I think, that the fundamental things that it goes back to my principle. I believe in, the essence of battling with stress. I always follow in medicine and health, you follow the butterfly effect. Today, you see the problems, they talk about the sleep problem, talk about the mental stress problem. We're always looking into the outcome of butterfly effect. 1,000 miles away, the tornado, you suddenly have issue with the sleep, you suddenly have this issue, that issue, we start to address that. But in reality, you see, the flipping wings of butterfly, that's actually the foundation of stress. And the stress has another very important element, is in the medical term, they call it allostasis instead of homeostasis. So homeostasis, everybody familiar, that's the balance. But allostasis, not many people, familiar with that. So basically, this is a snowball effect. So a little butterfly wings shaking its wings, this kind of generates a flow, let's see, the flow of energy like snowballs. So when we try to address issue like a tornado or a hurricane, whatever happens 1,000 miles away, that will take a lot of problem, a lot of cost, just like say you take $100,000 to address the sleep issue. But today, what I'm doing is opposite. Let's forget about all the problem, whatever problem you have. Think about body as a piano. You see, piano, after you play a while, the first thing you do, you don't go to repair your piano. You actually just retune. So the CHI-Wavesonika, so basically, we retune your body with the creational sound. You see, doesn't matter you go to medical science, you go to spiritual knowledge, we all understand sound is creational and sound is healing. There's string theories in science, there's Om chanting, all these things. But how sound work? There's so many systems out there, they do sound healing, etc. But I see fundamentally, people don't understand how sound works. Sound, the creational energy, it's not just going to happen to change your body or mind just by hearing, because air is a very bad medium. So what is better medium? Is actually our body. Our body, the bone, the water, transmit sound much better. So that's just one first thing. The sound, CHI-Wavesonika, we use a different approach. Instead of let you hearing, we actually using the vibration physically in your body parallel at the same time let you hear. So it's three-dimensional, connecting to the mind, spiritual, with a high frequency. And at the same time, we're using very low frequency on your body. That is the sound cushion you use. You can massage yourself, or when I do it for you. That's the creational signal in this. And this is just how we use it. But the second, another important thing is what kind of sound. You see, today, so we always take out one particular frequency, that this is the best frequency, that's the best frequency. This is the cherry picking. What do we use in the CHI-Wavesonika? We use the entire nature sound, from the extremely low frequency to the highest frequency that are able to play on the instrument even. We go over 20,000 hertz. So by the entire sound frequency, just like putting you back to the traditional, let's see, environment to recreate you. So eventually, whenever you're exposed to this sound frequency, you're exposed to the pure nature in the entire range. Because today, you see, we only can choose the frequency from what we understand. We only understand 4% of matter. We don't understand 96% unknown. But by putting you back to the natural sound, that's eventually what drives you. See, you go to sleep much better with this. Why? Because you cannot sleep because your mind. Because your conscious mind, busy mind.
Yeah, especially my mind. It's very,
Exactly.
very, very busy. A
Exactly.
lot going on up there.
Yeah. So with the CHI-Wavesonika, what do we address? This is the part we address. We will address the physical part. So create harmony, harmonization. That's the essence.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, absolutely. And so I want to give people a visual of what the CHI-Wavesonika looks like. So it's basically you put on some headphones and you're listening to this CD or, an MP3 player of this range of tracks that have these different frequencies. And then that device also connects to a device that has these two little pillows, if you will, these silk they're like the size of a little ball, like a baseball or something. And you can put those on your body. I put one on my heart and one on my groin, but you can put them anywhere, really. And so I put them on my heart because I want that frequency to go out, to the edges of my body field. But it seems like it's going to do that anyways, no matter where you put it. And you just, go to sleep with them on, and you mentioned leaving them on your body all night long. And they just have these subtle vibrations, and they're vibrating pads that are vibrating those frequencies into your body. And it's a form of a very, very effective sound healing. And it's incredibly relaxing because at my end of my day, I feel like I'm very all of us, I think we're just very kind of wound up, especially if, we're working, we're on the computer all day, we're dealing with EMF, we've got the emotional stress and emotional trauma, and which are frequencies in our bodies and our energy fields. And then we have, all the blue light we're looking at. I mean, we're very stimulated. And this has been a challenge, I think, for me and many people trying to sleep is just, just calming all that down and releasing and surrendering to deep sleep. And I love the CHI-Wavesonika. And I feel like at the end of my day, I have this routine where I put on the CHI-Wavesonika. And you said you don't even have to listen to the frequencies if you don't want to, but you can just put the pads on because you're getting the frequencies in your body, and it just puts me into this profoundly relaxed state, and I sleep so deeply. It's just amazing, and so I'm doing it every single night, and I think it's just made such a huge difference, not only in my sleep, but I wake up before my alarm. I've gotten this much more deep restorative sleep. I'm less stressed when I wake up and throughout my day. And you can do it any time of day. You don't have to do it just when you're sleeping. You can do it any time that you choose to do it, during meditation or whatever you want to do. But yeah, it's really an amazing device.
Yeah, there are a couple of things I want to explain. Let's first of all say, as I said, we use nature sound, the entire range, from extremely low to extremely high, the entire range. And we particularly shifting towards the low frequency because, you see, one of the things about healing or to handle stress, you see, physical body is low vibration. This is why we could see each other. So when you try to heal physical body, what's the most important? You have to find a frequency even lower than your physical body, because that's coherence creates the healing. So that's where we focus more on the lower frequency, even though we deserve a complete range of frequency. And then this sound goes through the system. We actually split into two different channels. So one channel going into the headphone that you hear high frequency, which is relaxing your mind, okay? And then the other channel is going to this sort of called sound cushion, this round thing you put on your body or someone do it for you. And that is extremely low frequency. So this low frequency going through your body, that's particularly heal your body. So we actually address at the same time, the mind and the body at the same time. So and the second thing also, you see, as you said, is not only improve your sleep, almost everything it improve. Why? Because the music we create actually is created against each chakras. And we have a total 9. So 8, 9 is above your physical chakras. So you can think about a physical body and your mental body and the spiritual body above, outside your body.
Ooh, so that's I need that mental chakra cleared. Ooh, on a daily basis.
So this is a collective effect. That's why it is so incredible. I think, say, to take an example, I mentioned to people, you see, a lot of people don't realize how powerful sound is. You see, when in the Mexican Gulf, they had oil spill, you know how they clean the oil? They use sound. The reason is, see, once you give the right frequency, right energy, the water will go back to the original form, excrete all the toxins. So our physical body, see, if you count by molecule, 99%, not 70%, 99% is water. So if you provide the right frequency, your body, the physical structure of water, it go to different format, the healthy, the pure water format. Then whatever toxin in your body will is created. So we have this situation, for example, they say there's a Japanese worker in the factory who got toxin and went to hospital. They said to him that it would take 30 years to get the toxin out. What happened? His sister, just using the system, in half year, get all the toxin out. How to do that? Return the water to the natural structure. So all the toxin, whatever heavy metal, whatever was excreted. So once you have the natural, see, we are the water. We always say life is water, we are water. How? Why, when we talk about health, we never think about ourselves as water? So that's why I see the essence of life, what I learned through my journey. See, I start to talk about the Tao. Tao of living, Tao of healing, and Tao of awakening. Tao is about wisdom. You see, in life, today, I was just starting to write a book about it. You see, when we look into science, we're looking to the next new innovation, the next breakthrough. When we look at spirituality, we're looking into all the next divine experience, all these things. But the true essence of life, just like water, it only go low, go downward. So that's why if you want to change, fundamentally transform your life, your stress, you have to look for something very basic. Each breath, each thought, each heartbeat, that's all it takes.
So for anyone listening that really wants to detox their body, go to heavymetalsquiz.com. I created a quiz for you. It only takes a couple of seconds. Based on some lifestyle questions, you can get your toxicity score and get a free video series that answers all of your frequently asked questions about how to detox your body. Check it out, heavymetalsquiz.com. I love that because I think it's so important to return to the foundations to address your health. Because I think health, we talk about a lot of complex topics on the podcast, but you can use certain devices like this to kind of like tap into these basic foundational concepts of how the body works with water and energy and reducing stress and things like that. So let's talk about the other device that you recommend, and the one that I'm using is called Airnergy. So AIRNERGY. So let's talk about that. So it's another concept related to what we're talking about, where you're breathing in certain, I guess, frequencies, so to speak. And so I do this about an hour a day, sometimes 2 hours a day. I just kind of put on a little cannula and I'm breathing in certain molecules. And so let's talk about that device and what that's doing exactly.
Oh, right. Thank you very much. Actually, this is a very natural connection to the first we talk about. As I said, today my concept of working to address butterfly effect, to address the fundamental energy. So the fundamental energy we just talk about water. Now, breathing. We cannot live without the breath. We can live without food, etc. But why we cannot live with breath? This is come to the fundamental. I always take this explanation to people. Life is only in one equation. You say photosynthesis, the carbon dioxide with water, with the light, and that creates the response in the plant, generate sugar and oxygen. So the sugar, the plant keep it. So as I said, energy can only transfer. So human want to survive, animal want to survive. What do they have to do? They have to take the energy embedded in the oxygen. So now let's talk about ourselves, human. So this is why we cannot live without breath, because we need to take the oxygen. But oxygen, as a stable oxygen, is not going to happen to give you life. So what happened in the body? Every cell, we conduct so-called cellular respiration. What is exactly happening is we do the opposite of photosynthesis. We take sugar and oxygen combined together to generate carbon dioxide remove. What do we keep is water. So this connects to the next thing. So what really gives us life is water, and how that connection is happening. You see, in the body, we go through oxygen going to the body, goes through 4 steps, the so-called quenching cycle in the science. So oxygen have to kick out 1 electron so that it can transfer that electron, eventually form water. So when we breathe, what we really need is not oxygen, it's actually the electron. So normally when we breathe, every moment inside our body, we always generate free radicals so that we can generate electron for ourselves to keep in the water. And this is just like you burn wood inside your house. I hope you follow me. So we get to the inside the house in the old days, we want to get energy, we have to burn wood. But in our body, our cell want to get energy, we have to burn oxygen. Just like we burn wood outside, the oxygen have to be burned. So that causing the damage to our body, so-called inflammation, etc., or free radical oxidative stress. With this breathing machine, it does something different. What it does, you breathe the same air as you normally breathe, but the air goes into the system. In the system, we use a photosynthesis method, using light, special light, to break the oxygen, to get an electron out. And that electron we put in the water. When you breathe, the charged, let's say, water droplet go into your body. So basically, just like today, we're using central heating instead of burn wood inside our body. So you bring in the pure green energy into our body. So that's the major difference. So it's not everybody thinking, oh, I'm breathing oxygen. No, it's not true. You breathe the same thing. The only difference, we take the electron, we take the green energy out and put that in essence of life, water, and let that go into your body. And that's exactly what's happening. So that transforms your health.
Yeah, so you're breathing. Yeah, so you're breathing in those electrons, and then you're creating more structured water in your body, correct?
Exactly.
And what are some of the other benefits? So tell us what the structured water is, why we need that, why we need more electrons, etc.
You see, I can explain this in a simple way because I think, if I go through the science, then maybe too complicated people to understand. I take example as football game. In football game, there's only 4 steps. The goalkeeper kicking the ball to the defender. The defender kick the ball, pass on to the middle field. The middle field pass on to the front, let's see, a guy. And that guy has to kick the ball to make the goal, right? So this is only 4 steps.
I'm sorry, I don't understand football analogies. It's a problem.
Okay.
I refuse. No, I'm joking.
Okay. Think about it simply. The football is the energy, electron. So football game or, a baseball game, whatever, the sport, you just really need to score. The score, you pass in the goal, right? The ball, whatever you call it, football or basketball, whatever. You have to make the score. That's the electron we need. So today you see, when we talk about, I go back to stress, talk about health, illness, etc., cancer, etc., whatever. The body, to take a simple example, we need electron. You see, we can have a cancer in everywhere else, but not in the heart. Why? Because the heart has the strongest electric charge. So the so-called transmembrane potential. When you have an electron charge, the newborn cells and the heart, cells, etc., they're healthy. But when the electron goes down, then only cells in the normal cells that can survive is the fat cells. That's why we get a fat. And if the electron go down further, there's any cells can survive without oxygen except one cell, that is cancer cell. So that's how important to have the so-called this electron. So breathing, the energy machine, what it does, it simply take out the electron, take the ball out, and you just cannot just take the electron and give it anywhere because that was we naturally do. We create a free radical because it's damaging, because it's very reactive. But what we did is we put it into the water. Water is the universal reservoir to store energy. So let's today talk about green energy in the world. Everybody talk about green energy. In the body, the same. We need green energy. You say, today, actually, also in the mainstream medicine, I developed a unified disease development model, which I show to people. There's only one cause of a disease. There's only one model. You think of all the diseases, there's 3 things. One is carbon stress, carbon coming from the carb or sugar, what you eat. The second
I have a lot of that stress.
So carbon stress, oxidative stress coming from oxygen. And third, not many people are aware of, is nitric stress. Protein. Protein is toxic. So today, if you think about the disease, all the diseases relate to these 3. So how to combat the stress, carbo stress, nitric stress, or oxidative stress reflected in your body, physical body, metabolic stress, and mental stress, how to battle that? You only can battle by combining yin and yang together. So just like the cellular respiration. Cellular respiration is combine the sugar, which is the yin energy, the oxygen, the yang energy. Yin and yang together create water. In that water, that embedded green energy, that is the electron. So in your body, again, water is the foundation. Inside the water, the only one thing gives us life, electron. So that's exactly what happened with this, Chi breathing. By doing that, the benefits is remarkable today. See, there's not only people using it for their health, wellness, for anti-aging, and even for professional athlete to improve your physical performance. For biohackers, biohackers last year, actually I gave a lecture at the European Biohackers event, talk about the essence, the Tao of biohacking. So if you want to think of a change to beat the biological system, what you should beat, you just need to beat one thing, breath. Because you say, whatever they teaching you yoga, meditation, teach you sport, anything, they only teach you one thing, how to breathe. So this is what this Chi-Airnergy is about. Change your breath.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you're feeding your body the electrons without that pesky, free radical production that your body then has to deal with those waste products, using up all your antioxidants to do so. And that's what heavy metals and toxins do in your body too, create free radicals that the body's got to deal with. So this, in essence, can help you just like I said, feeding energy to your body. What are some of the issues today, like why we're not able to get enough electrons? Like why is it that we need to feed our body these extra electrons?
Well, actually, in that sense, I just have to correct it. It's not that we don't get enough electron. We actually getting too much, but not in harmonize. As I said, You see, our energy, we constantly, every thought, you generate so much excitement, each heartbeat, you generate so much. But that energy is go upwards. Just like you're cooking a pot of water, that all the steam go upward. But the essence of life, you have to combine to create a yin and yang mixture. So that's why breathing, talk about breathing, example about this. What we tried is not to create more electron, but to store that electron in water. That's the essence. You see, a couple of months ago, I did a lecture for Japanese doctors online, actually talk about stress in the mind and body. In that, I also talk about, to think about it, to take this same example, like we talk about. Doesn't matter any sport, football, basketball. You see, today people talking about taking supplement, etc. All these things, I'm not saying it's not right. It's right. You need it. But think about sports. When you need a more defender, when you're losing game. Basketball, you're not doing well, you need more defense. Football, baseball, whatever. When you're not doing well, you defend. But unless you make a score, you're never going to win the game. So the essence is not to create more electron. You see, just think about what you're familiar. Let's say basketball. I think, NBA, you see, if you are not a good team, the ball constantly at your side because the other people that are on your field. So you need a good defense, right? So that's why we need all the, antioxidant, you need all these things. But it doesn't going to bring you the change of the game, make you win. You get a lot of electron, you get a lot of balls on your hand, but you're never going to put that ball into the basket. So what it does now with its energy breathing is actually, instead of taking, let your processing the ball so much, it's about how much you can make the goal. Eventually put the ball in the basket. And that is the true difference. So today, people breathe a lot more. To take examples, 100 years ago, per minute, healthy people, we breathe like 6-7 liters air. Today, just even healthy people today, we breathe more than 12 liters, double of what we breathed 100 years ago. There's a lot of electrons, but you don't make it home run. putting electron in the water is home run. So energy just did one thing, make a home run. So, baseball game is very popular in the US. You hit a home run, you're done. That's it. If we don't have a home run, you keep on trying. That's what the difference is. So today you see, this is why, take example, what you talk about, your battle with sleep, or other people have whatever mental issue, whatever physical issue. We try all the same is defending ourselves from disease, from problem. But what we truly need, our physical body truly need, or mental body, is a harmony to bring energy into the body. And that green energy is only one electron, electromagnetic, in the water. So the electron is not just, a particle. It's electric magnetic field. That energy in the water. So, Nobel Prize winner Albert Giorgini, he talked about very simple. The very basic foundation of living is about the oxygen going to the water, the electromagnetic field, or the excitation of electron. That's the basic, and that's the most profound. And that's really what exactly we're doing with energy breathing.
Yes. And so tell us a little bit about some of the benefits. Like, what are some of the kind of like the side effects of people incorporating the Airnergy into their health regime? Like I said, I'm doing it for an hour a day. Sometimes I get in like 2 hours a day. So what are some of the benefits people can expect when they're breathing in all of these electrons in the water?
Well, you see, the very first, most important benefit is to reduce oxidative stress, inflammation, period. Oxidation, yes, oxidative stress, inflammation, that's the foundation for all the diseases, health problems. So by having the green energy in your body is just metabolic completely reset. You're not going to try to regain so much more energy. So what happened naturally? Your breath becomes slower, and your heartbeat becomes slower, your blood pressure return to normal, and inflammation reduce. So this connected with everything we need. And also another thing very important, the usage of energy become more efficient. You see, the reason we getting older, we getting illness, etc., is fundamental law is all about entropy. We going from orderly to disorder structure. So when your body are not having the energy, your body start rather working in synchronized way, harmonized way. You work individually, disordered. So by breathing energy, you create the harmony. So you reduce the entropy. So that is a profound benefit. So that's why I see people, I have done so many experiments, and I helped many people, even with cancer patients. You see, one example I showed before, you see, patient come back after traveling, did all the different treatments with whatever, she went on to the wellness holiday, went to homeopathy, all different things. Came back to Sweden, couldn't walk anymore. And then I start to help her with this breathing plus some other things I teach her. In 2 months, the cancer marker, you see, the normal value should be below 30. Her value was over 400. That was in December 2019. In 2 months, you know what she got? Down to 26. And after 1 month, she could stand up. You see, I'm not saying that I changed disease anything. It's as in nature, there's no disease, just about energy, adaptation. And the same thing with myself. I had a loads of health problem myself. Just by doing what I do, I change, transform myself. And also other thing today, again, come back to foundation about health, mind and body. Today, you see, it's like I take example as cooking. You see, today we approach our health issue is all point to point. You see, someone has a problem with sleep. How I'm going to address sleep? Someone has a problem with mental, how to address mental. So we go point to point. But if you understand how to cook, you never need to go to look at, I got this new vegetable as a new piece of other things, what I should do. You understand the principle. The principle is always you have to have a portfolio. It's like a combination, like a boxers. You cannot just have the best forehand. You have to have the combination. So this is the essence of getting yourself health. So with what I'm using those systems, I combine with how to change my entire energy. So when I breathe energy, I breathe not only on the machine, I concentrate through my mind to regulate my breath and go into meditative state, mind. You see, I also done a lot of tests, even with a yoga instructor, etc. You can try to meditate. I can even measure you, the chi fractal. I can measure you. I can know how deep you meditate, where you are, and I can measure people with mental stress, etc. I know exactly where you are. Okay, now you start to breathe. Now, breathing just gives you the first step. You get energy, but how to use that energy? Now I guide people how to breathe, how to meditate. So as I also today, I also change the concept. People talk about meditation. And meditation is wrong terminology for modern people. Why I see that? Because today, modern people, you're living a life, you're not like a monk. You have to live your life. So the most important, before you're able to meditate, you have to change your physical health. And everything is about habit, cultivation. I see the first thing, whatever we do is about a cultivation. You cultivate the right way of living, right way of thinking, and the right way of doing. So you cultivate this. That is the real seed, like a nurturing. You see, take example, talk about the machines, I use the system. I take example like a seed. I give you the CHI-Airnergy, give you the seed that you get energy. I give you the CHI-Wavesonika, you get the right frequency. This is just a seed. A seed doesn't guarantee you have the fruit. You have to cultivate. So that's why I see what I do in addition to that, to teach people how to cultivate the way of living, to understand your mind, body, understand the energy, how it works. By applying those things together, you have a combination. So that's the way how I see it. So that's why I say, people come to me always give different problems. I have this problem, that problem. I say, I only do one thing. I don't look at diseases. I only look at a fundamental energy. So that's why, like I demonstrate to you, I only do one test. With working with innovation, I have all different medical systems. Some of the system I have more than a small clinic, so to speak. But I never use anything. I just use one fundamental test, fractal test, to analyzing your energy, how the energy transfer in the mind and body, and including emotion. So, with that understanding, I modify, change the energy, how to change with the CHI-Wavesonika, with CHI-Airnergy, and provided the way of how to breathe, how to meditate, how to live a life to understand energy in a collective way.
Yes, and I think that's so interesting where when we've had conversations and you're talking about how you don't really care about the disease label. It's irrelevant. It's really all fundamentally coming down to one foundational thing is, feeding the body the correct food, feeding the correct energy, and the mind the correct thoughts, and working foundationally with the body using sound therapy, using these specific frequencies to clear the chakras, to heal the body, reduce stress, and then breathing in these electrons in the water and reducing the oxidative stress in the body. And those things produce profound results, regardless of what any label has been assigned to you.
Yeah, exactly. This is actually very interesting. You see, just a few months back, I actually had this conversation with, my cancer patient. She'd been using my system, for cancer. And then later, I was talking about a macular degeneration. I told her that I'm writing an article about a macular degeneration with the energy machine. I say, oh, does it work on macular degeneration? I say, yes. He said, oh, actually, I have that problem. But last time I went to hospital, there's nothing wrong. I didn't know what happened. I say, this is a typical example, just an example. This person, she used it for cancer. She never thought about the eyesight. But the truth, you see, macular degeneration, for example, today you can try all different treatment. There's no medicine can reverse it. But so many people get onto this system. They reverse the eyesight. 70, 80 years old lady could go back to drive a car. And just a few months back, there's a patient from UK dying to talk to me because he experienced incredible, life change. The doctor told him he would go blind after 3-5 years. But with using this system, he reversed two forms, both dry and wet. And even with COVID, reverse all these things. I don't change diseases. I don't work with disease. I can only work with energy. So your body, as I said, is the best pharmaceutical. If you provide the right condition, this is very important. Just like you buy any system, you buy a computer, you buy anything, you have to work according to the auto factory manufacturer, the menu. If we don't work according to the book of our body, we have a problem.
Yeah, that's what we're aiming to do here at MyRT Talks, and give you guys the tools to just return to the factory settings. That's all you have to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Well, Jibin, tell us what your website is and where people can learn more about your Chi system and work with you, etc.
Okay. Well, I have a website. Today I have a CHI-Awakening Academy. I try to teach people to understand the life, science, medicine, etc. So CHI-Awakening Academy, that's www.chi-academy.org. But I have to say, I'm not putting much effort on it. And also, I'm not doing much of, going out to, to talk about what I do. The most of the places I do is, actually the places I go to scientific conference, the mainstream medicine, like International Diabetes Conference, Anti-Aging Conference, Biohacking, or Integrated Medicine. I've been invited to many of these conferences. And also, I'm a lecturer and doing healing and also meditation at the biggest wellness cruise called Holistic Holiday at Sea. That's the annual cruise from US. And and then I work with people, some of the doctors and healers, and some work with wellness. So those are the places I do. I myself, I'm not so much going to doing much of work because this is because of my personal reason. After learned what I had learned, I realized nobody can change anybody else. We cannot change the world. We can only change ourselves. Today, it become my own journey. So I'm actually more working on myself than doing anything else. So I always tell people, I'm not your guru. And a lot of time I refuse people to come to me to let me to teach them, etc. Because I'm not seeing myself a guru. I think most important, I don't want to take away people's own light. You see, what I'm doing is nothing special. As I said, I'm finally started to decide to write a book. It's by no means I could be doing this myself. I had a brain damage as a child. Since childhood damage, I only try to learn one thing. I understand I'm stupid because of my brain damage. So I only can learn simple thing. So my whole life always learns the simplest thing. And today, come back and realize simplest thing is the most difficult for people to understand. So the only thing I can tell people, go back to the basic, to understand yourself, understand life. Look at the very basic. See, the water never go high. So this is the only thing I can, let's say, tell people. I don't want to see myself as a guru or anything. I'm not. I'm very
well,
simple
we want your knowledge, Chi. That's our Jibin. That's what we want. We want this chi-academy.org. So yeah, everyone,
thank you.
Definitely go check out Jibin's website, chi-academy.org, and you can learn more about his Chi fractal software, which we didn't get into. That's a whole other podcast. I highly recommend his Chi system, the CHI-Wavesonika and the Airnergy is just something that I'm personally using, and just it's part of my daily routine, and definitely feeling the cumulative effects of that and the reduction in stress. After I did the heavy docu-series, I was just very, a project that came from my heart, something that I really was very important to me, but very stressful. And I needed to do something about it, about all the stress that I had. And I was finally able to meet you in person. And then after my session with you, I immediately got the Chi system, and I've been using it every single day. And it's just so transformative, so transformative, because you have to manage your stress. Stress is the number one killer. It's going to make you sick. You hear that all the time. But I think people try all these different things to try to manage their stress. Like they'll go do yoga, they'll meditate, or they'll whatever. They just put down the phone and not look at the blue light, or whatever they're trying to do to reduce their stress. But you really getting down the foundational aspects of it, using, this electron transfer and using the sound therapy, that is really going to produce profound results that you're looking for, that pay dividends. So go check it out, chi-academy.org. Jibin, thanks so much for coming on the show. Thank you. And everyone, yes, everyone, I'm Dr. Wendy Myers. Thanks for tuning into the Myers Detox podcast, where I bring on amazing guests from around the world that I meet and I'm so privileged to become connected with, and just really want to help give you those pieces of the puzzle that you need to dramatically improve your health and, upgrade what you're doing right now. So thanks for tuning in.
The Myers Detox podcast is created and hosted by Wendy Myers. This podcast is for information purposes only. Statements and views expressed on this podcast are not medical advice. This podcast, including Wendy Myers and the producers, disclaim responsibility for any possible adverse effects from the use of information contained herein. Opinions of guests are their own, and this podcast does not endorse or accept responsibility for statements made by guests. This podcast does not make any representations or warranties about guest qualifications or credibility. Individuals on this podcast may have direct or indirect financial interest in products or services referred to herein. If you think you have a medical problem, consult a licensed physician.